I guess, see what happens. Alright, so for the story that I've come up with, I'll just give you an exposition, I guess. So, you all are heroes. You are currently in a kingdom called Novos, and it's a monarchy with a ruling king, queen, and by a very different reasons, you all are currently in prison. And
oh my god, Bowser, no!
You're all currently in prison. You're imprisoned in the Kingdom of Novo for various reasons.
On push to talk now.
Yeah, you might want to do push to talk instead. So each of you are all sort of in the same situation where you're in prison for different reasons, and you can of course reveal those reasons as they pertain to your backstory as you see fit. But you're currently in a very dark, dank sort of prison cell. You can all see one another, and you're currently all in this predicament together. And you don't know. Some of you may know more about this kingdom than others, depending upon how much you travel around. Currently, this kingdom is in peace and peacetime and things like that. So Corey, Thorntongue, you're currently in prison because you have a bounty on your head, as you were exiled from your previous kingdom, your home kingdom, by the tyrant overlord there, and a bounty hunter captured you while you were visiting the tavern, and you were sent to prison to be extradited ultimately to the kingdom of Ilgar, where you are wanted for your crimes of revolutionary heinousness and other assorted crimes against humanity.
Crimes against humanity.
Yes, crimes against humanity. Very terrible crimes. You were quite the devil in terms of propaganda that tyrant is sort of putting out there.
Sounds like someone's a bit of a hellraiser.
Yeah, someone is kind of a hellraiser, that paladin, yeah. Senta Vomi, you are currently in prison because of your criminal, heinous deeds. Not crimes against humanity, mind you, but just crimes against public goodness and decency. Ursha, Ursha, I am sorry to say, you were caught and imprisoned. You have a sort of a different prison sentence because you were just doing sort of indecent music playing late at night when it was curfew in the city, the capital city. So you were imprisoned for disorderly conduct.
Dem bagpipes, let's go!
Yes. You were too loud at night, and it was past curfew. And I'm sorry to say that that is not accepted in this kingdom. It's a very strict kingdom. And Thelron Braunhammer, you were imprisoned because you accidentally turned a guard into a potted plant. And he didn't quite like that, I'm sorry to say. Did not like that. Did not appreciate that.
A guard.
I
love our party already.
Sorry to say, he did not like that. So you are now in the dungeon with the rest of them. So you're stuck in there together, and of course, you all have different sort of sentences and things like that because of the heinousness or seriousness of your crimes. And you're all sitting together. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Where's Jonas? Where do they have
Where did they take your bear? Oh, well,
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's in his own cell. He was a very bad boy. He got very unhappy. He got very unhappy when you got dragged away from the tavern. And he started getting very violent. He got very violent, yes. So he's in his own cell. Kind of really shot up with tranquilizers. Well, actually not tranquilizers. Magical tranquilizers. You know what I mean.
Sleep spells.
Sleep spells, essentially, yeah, because he was quite unhappy.
I'm immune to them, but he's not.
Unfortunately not. So you're all down there, and it's dark and it's dank, and some of you have been in there for longer than others. And that is the current state of the things as they are. And one evening, you're all down there. It's very quiet. You can't hardly hear the sound of a mouse. And this man comes down. He's a human. He's carrying a torch. and he's wearing fancy, he's like wearing courtly robes, so you know he's someone serious. He's a big shot. And he comes in and he introduces himself as Counselor Warren, high advisor to the king. And he comes down there. He looks at each and one of you once at a time, and he says, "Oh, you know, I'm here to offer you a chance at being pardoned and a chance for freedom and the ability to live your lives again as you see fit." And he says, "In exchange for doing a task for the king will pardon you for all of your crimes. Clean slate, and you can never be put back in prison for the crimes that you've committed in the past." And he says that if you don't follow through with his plans, the alternative is you all will ultimately be executed for your crimes. Even you, Ursha, for your indecent conduct. They did not like the bagpipes. Damn. Yes, I'm sorry. Even you, too, will be executed. So, this does kind of seem like a Gambit situation. So, you're welcome to ask him more questions about what the mission is, or whatever you see fit to do. Or you can, like, get angry and be like, I don't, give a fuck whatever you say. So feel free to, if you have any questions or are curious.
So what exactly is the plan?
Is the mission?
For it, yeah.
Well, he tells you.
We're gonna find out.
In a very serious and austere tone, he tells you, the king has lost something very precious and dear to him, a mystical artifact of great power and family heirloom to the crown throne, and it must be retrieved and secured and brought back home, in complete 100% perfect condition. Otherwise, if you don't return it in perfect condition, you will all immediately be executed upon your return. And if you don't return with the item, you'll all be hunted down ruthlessly until you're all murdered, each and one of you, and everyone that you pretty much love. So, that is the task at hand. Are any of you interested?
So, near certain death or near certain death?
Basically, yeah. But you notice, as you're all watching him, he's kind of fidgeting. He's kind of nervous. It seems that he doesn't get out often. He's kind of, pacing back and forth. He's sort of distraught. He's very urgent when he tells you about the mission, hoping that you'll just accept blindly.
Can I roll insight to sort of try to perceive, like, more in depth to that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because that's just wisdom.
That's like a wisdom check. So you're trying to, see if he has more information to give, basically? If
he's holding something back. I'm trying to, like, Batman glare him from my corner of the...
Batman glare him,
Yeah, yes, I'm playing hybrid Batman Catwoman. The Bat glare is here.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, you ask him, I think you're hiding something, Counselor Warren. What do you have up your sleeve? And, he sort of looks at you, Corey, and he looks kind of puzzled, shocked, kind of taken aback that you would ask such a bold question. And he hesitates for a moment. He looks at each of the members of this party, all these prisoners, and then he sort of bursts into tears, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry. The truth is that a very dear and important person to this council, to this kingdom, has been taken. I just said that it was a magical item to sort of entice you and be interested. And he's, like, very upset and distraught, and he almost seems like he can't sort of contain himself because he's just sobbing nonstop.
Well, I'd rather go rescue a person than
an object.
An object that we can break.
Yeah. Like a person we can heal.
Yeah, it's true.
Objects are a little harder.
Yes, they are. And he confesses that it's someone very near and dear to him. he confesses that the person that you will be going after is the king's daughter, princess and heiress to the throne of the kingdom of Novos. And he says that he's very worried for her because that she went out into the garden one night and then she never came back. And then a few weeks later, they received a ransom note from the kingdom of Ilgar, which is where you're exiled from, Kore. And he says that they've taken her and used her as ransom to start, a conflict between the two kingdoms.
That sounds pretty typical of Ilgar. Okay. All you had to do was say, Ilgar did a bad, and I'd be in.
And he's like, yeah, I know. I wish I had said that, because it sounds like you're, I know your history, I know how much beef you have with them. I should have just come forward and said that, but I was just too afraid that you'd say no.
Defending the innocent, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. Ilgar did a bad. I get to Chilgar. Save a person.
Chilgar.
Chilgar.
I'd rather not rot in a jail cell all my life, so
You'd rather...
I don't really have a choice.
Okay, then. So then he digs into his illustrious robes, and he fishes a scroll and a quill, and he hands it to Thelron Braunhammer first and says, okay, you must sign here on the dotted line, each and one of you, to seal your lives away in the king's stead, that you will once become the king's knights, and you will go forth and you will rescue the princess, and you will abide to all of our conditions, and you will return the princess unharmed, in the condition that we originally knew her in, and so
or
just
as
sign
close
there.
to it as we can.
Well, there kind of is no wiggle room, because the alternative is you'll be like guillotined. So
I mean, we can't be held accountable for Ilgar torture.
Oh well,
Ilgar torture.
And upon you saying that, this counselor he bursts into tears all over again.
I'm sorry,
and he
I
screams.
just don't want to.
He screams, "I looked after her all my life. I mentored her. I didn't expect her to do this." And so he gets really upset.
You didn't expect her to do... Wait. Expect her to do what?
Oh, he backtracks. Because he wasn't supposed to reveal that. He's a very nervous, fidgeting man. And he says, oh, well, she told me that she was thinking about running away. And he sort of stands there sort of dumbfounded that he confessed that. Because he's like, gee, I think this was kind of my fault. But don't tell the king that, or I might get executed.
So, can we get better terms on this deal here?
He's like... Well, he's like, crap, maybe I should renegotiate this for you.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, he says, all right, so long as you bring back the princess alive, and so long as she's relatively willing, I suppose I will be able to pardon you, and perhaps I'll even throw in, like, a magical item, if you follow through with this plan. Sound good to y'all, or should I, like, get on my knees and beg?
Can we get this in writing?
Okay, he starts jotting it down, that he'll offer a magical item in return for the princess's safe return. So he's like, Peesh, all of you all have to agree to these terms.
That sounds reasonable. I can agree.
Okay.
If not, you know what I'm capable of.
Oh, and he just shivers at that thought, because he knows what crimes you've committed.
What heinous crimes?
Well, I mean, you've seen the propaganda posters, haven't you?
No, I have not.
Well, they're quite terrifying.
At least get my nose right.
Unfortunately, they just did not do it justice.
Damn,
indeed. Alright, so we have heard from the mighty Corey Thorntongue, and we've heard from Thalron Braunhammer. What say you, Ursha and Cinta? Do you concede to these terms?
I guess she's not entirely innocent, but still I feel this responsibility to ensure the safety of the kingdom and the rules that it has, so I guess I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I would do it as well, because she just wants to get out of this jail.
Okay, alright.
That's all she cares about.
Alright, so the counselor fishes into his pockets, and he retrieves a key, and he starts to unlock. He walks up to the first prison cell, and he's like, once I unlock this, you have to do as magically bound onto this manuscript, this contract. And if you don't, I will do whatever I can in my power to ensure that you all are annihilated ruthlessly. So please follow through. And he says that sort of
Wouldn't be
nervously.
the first time I've heard that.
He says that nervously, as if he's not sure if he can actually follow through with that. But he hopes certainly that you will.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do if the rest of the party does not follow through on this, and I have to be the sole one who drags everybody to do this thing?
If you don't,
but just a possibility.
You all have to come back together in one piece, or you won't receive pardons for your sentences, and you won't receive money or the magical item that he's now promised you. So you all have to come back together. And he'll know. Because it's signed. Y'all signed it.
I mean, worst case scenario, if one of us turns and decides to be a dickish rump, we knock them out, and then we just carry them back with us. Still alive, and they're still back here. We all came back together in one piece.
Everybody should have some rope.
I know they confiscated rope off of me when they threw me in here, so...
Yeah, the counselor looks towards Senta, and he's like, yeah, you might want to watch this one. I heard she's quite the thief.
Mm-hmm. I bite that off. As sarcastically as possible.
You should take that as sarcastically as possible.
Yeah. Alright. So he looks at you all one more time, and he decides that he's going to unlock each of your prison cells. One at a time. And then once you're all out, freed from your prison cells, he looks at each one of you and he says, you may want to retrieve your items from the quartermaster. All of your items have been kept safe, even that godforsaken bagpipe. And,
what are you talking about? That's wonderful.
he's like, we in the kingdom of Novos actually have refined taste, thank you. And he unlocks the cage to also Jonas's prison, and releases him from the magical curse that was sort of on him. And he wakes up.
Release the bear.
He releases the bear. Yeah, it's been released from the cage. Yes.
It's no quacking.
That's my upgrade plan.
Yeah. So you're all freed from prison at long last for your crimes, and you go out. You get your items from the quartermaster, who reluctantly gives everything away. And he says to himself, "Gee, I sure hope this works." And you all go out into the night, and it's quiet in this capital city of Novos. Certainly not like the picture right now where it's daytime and it's all busy. It's pretty barren streets, so you either have the option of you can stay there in the city for the night, or you can head out. You can go to the tavern. There's unfortunately no stores open, so you can't get any extra provisions. So it is now in your hands whether you want to stay or leave.
Did he say, he said it was just in Ilgar, right?
Yes. So Ilgar is
okay.
Ilgar is kind of like I guess I should say he does give you a map to tell you sort of like the last known whereabouts of the princess, and sort of the path that she was taken on, as seen by guards who reported seeing a kidnapped woman being dragged along across the borders of the kingdom. He gave you that, and he gave you some coins, sort of for your trouble, just get you going. So you all have money. You can buy provisions if you need to, or you can
Just
spend
not
it all
now,
at the
'cause
tavern, I
everything's
guess.
Closed.
Yeah, unfortunately everything's closed. You know, he really didn't
Except
think that through,
taverns.
except the tavern. So you can go there, or you can head out. Up to you.
I say
Okay.
we head out.
All right.
As well, at the point. How many coins did he give us?
He gave you 50,
Like a couple copper?
He gave you 10 gold pieces a piece. 10 gold pieces a piece.
Okay.
So not too much, but sort of just enough to like get you going.
Okay.
So are you guys gonna head out, or are you sticking around?
Let's see. Let's put it to a vote. I say head out.
I also say head out.
I say
for
head out because I don't like.
And then we kind of already know whereabouts to go, so might as well head on out.
All right. So you leave.
So that's 3.
Okay, yeah, that's. I think all of you agreed to head out.
Okay.
So you head out. You wander through the city, and you head out into the night. And unfortunately, none of you have, except for Corey, none of you have mounts or anything like that. So you're just walking along.
Remember, he's not trained to be a mount yet.
No, he's just a cuddly bear who likes to claw people's faces off.
And fight them.
And fight them.
Nibbles.
Yeah, nibbles and fighting. So you head out of the city, and who's holding the map of all of you? Who's like your map person, I guess?
Don't look at me.
I'll volunteer for it since I know the area.
Okay.
And I can probably read the map.
I see Corey sort of picking up on her revolutionary leadership abilities very quickly.
Oh God.
This should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you look at the map, and you see that up ahead, down the road, the main road that leads to the city that you just are coming from, you see that you sort of have two options of your way to get to Ilgar. It's kind of Ilgar. To get to Ilgar, it's about like a 3 weeks journey from where you are. And you're looking at the map, and you see that you have two choices, I guess, pathways that you can go. You can either go through the desert, or you can go through the forested region. Both sides, as you know, Corey, from your travels, both paths, I guess climates sort of can lead to danger and running into different types of people. You can do a history check if either of you are interested in sort of knowing more about these two places. So you can decide which path you want to go down. And if
I'll
you
pull
have
a quick history check. That's an int history check?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why I typed nope. Nope.
Alright, so that's it, right? 7?
Core not pay attention to history, apparently.
Okay, yeah, so unfortunately you don't know much about either of these two paths. So you're sort of just taking a game. Oh, does anyone else want to try, I guess? Or is it just gonna be okay? Feel free to roll.
I might try, but I'm probably going to get a shit roll because I have a -1 modifier to intelligence.
But I mean, you can try if you want to.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, and that goes for all of you.
20 it.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
So it's a d20 -1, I think, right? Or,
d20.
I think
it's your intellect modifier plus
your history modifier and
yes,
skills.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a -1 because I don't have any points in it.
So it's
You don't
two
have any
negative
points in
ones.
history.
So it's -2 ultimately.
Yeah.
So whatever you roll, -2.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
See? Don't question it. Don't question it. RNG just.
All right, so Ursha, you know you have a bit of a familiarity with these two paths. You know that the desert is sort of uncharted and kind of unmapped, and that not many people go down into the desert. But you know that it's rumored for serious major dust storms, and that there are some scattering of towns sort of inland, because the desert region that you guys are potentially going down is near the coast. You know that there's some little towns and things like that, but there's not a lot, so if you ran out of provisions, it may not be a good idea to go that way. But you also have a little bit of knowledge about the forest regions, and you know that there's like small little towns very much scattered around the forest, but you know that it's quite a very dense, thick swamp, and that there's lots of creatures that lurk in those swamps, some of which are not always good to run into. So you guys have a choice to either go into the desert, or you can take the forested path.
Should I relay this information to the party first?
Yeah, well, of course.
Or technically I already did, but because you explained it. But yeah, let's just say
Well,
I
I mean-
stuff to the party.
Well, you can choose to withhold information, of course, if you're that kind of person.
I'm not, so
Okay, so then you
I would
tell
like,
everybody.
yeah, I say we go down to the desert though. I'm not really a big fan of beasts.
Mm-hmm. What say the rest
Although
of you?
the bear is okay as long as it's trained.
Mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
Yikes.
Worms aren't known for enjoying the sand, but I guess I can make an exception.
I mean, if people have objections, we can go to the forest. It's just that, like, maybe we should leave it up to a vote.
Mm-hmm.
So much democracy in this little band of misfits. Y'all are just too lawful.
It's totally funny.
It's pretty funny, yeah. You guys are like it's like passive, but like, maybe we'll just go to the desert and maybe get caught in a dust storm or something like that. It's fine.
That's awesome, though.
All right, so that's 3 for the desert. What about you, Senta?
I would not desert and would rather risk myself going for the jungle.
Okay.
But swamp.
2 swamp. I think there was 1 half desert. Was that like a half a vote?
I said I'd rather not go to the desert.
Okay, so
that's kind of a vote for
the
swamp,
so I think we have a majority
swamp people. Swamp things.
Swamp people.
All right. So is that your final answer? As if this is, D&D, do you want to be a millionaire? All right. All right, so you take a look at the map, and you say, we're going to go down the swamp. You're going to go into the swamp path. And you start heading down the road that'll take you to the forested swamp region.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, there you are. And along the way, it's still nighttime because you're not too far out from the city. And you're walking along. Your bear is grumbling to itself because it's been sleeping for quite a while, and it's kind of grouchy. And you're walking about, and you notice that the further you move away from the city, you sort of see the city lights in the distance, and up ahead of you, you see sort of just this thick sort of fog miasma that's sort of coating your path ahead of you. And the further you go forward down this road, the more dense it gets, and you kind of can only see about like 5 to 10 feet sort of around you. So you can all see each other, but you kind of can't really see further than that unless you want to roll for perception, that is. But that's up to you. But you guys keep walking down that main path, and as you move further, you sort of hear animals. You hear kind of different creatures all around you. You hear birds, the hooting of an owl, some crows and vultures sort of cawing in the distance. And you see up ahead, you see sort of like a warning sign that says warning, or not warning, but like do not come further. Oh, is that your perception check? Okay. All right, so then Corey, are you not in Discord anymore? Or are you just muted for a moment? I guess I'll just keep talking. Oh, Ursha.
How the fuck?
Oh, wow.
All right, so Ursha.
First nat 20.
Clearly, Ursha has night vision goggles on. And
I
I
have dark vision. How does this happen?
Oh man, that sucks. That feels bad.
I mean, I'm a half orc.
That the
so
half orc
I
has better
think
vision.
so?
Okay, so Ursha can see a lot further. Can see about like 20 to 30 feet ahead of you. And around you, you sort of see, thick trees, and you see these kind of like spindly sort of trees and like bogs that are sort of just bubbling kind of unpleasantly. And up ahead, you all sort of see this sign that says, go back, like, don't come further, like, all danger awaits thee who come this path. You see several of those up ahead. Oh, okay, so, feel free to say things, I guess. So you guys just, I guess you guys just ignore that. You ignore those warning signs because you voted on.
I wish I didn't have to ignore them.
I mean,
do the signs like specify like what we should be looking out for, or is it just
actually,
turn back?
Actually, as you guys keep moving forward, you do see a warrant. You see like a sign that has like a skull on it and a sort of like an X on it, and painted in red. And if you want to roll, I guess what would be the roll for this? Yeah, I guess there wouldn't be a roll for it necessarily. I guess you guys just kind of have to. I guess if you guys want to keep proceeding, even though there's warning signs here.
Is there like a general like ability stat that would go to that roll that you're thinking of? Because we could just do a flat stat roll. Even if there's not a skill for it.
Actually, okay, so I guess you could do both another history check. Maybe Ursha, since Ursha was the one. Wait, was it Ursha?
Yeah, I rolled the nat 20.
No. Who rolled the one
the perception?
For
13, I think.
Who rolled the history one?
I think that was
13 history, and then I rolled the nat 20 on the perception.
Okay, so then Ursha.
Yes. So Ursha,
since you have some familiarity with the forest region, if you want to roll a medicine check, you can roll to see if you sort of understand the symbolism on the sign up ahead.
So that would be a +0. Okay.
Okay, unfortunately, you do not know what the sign is trying to tell you. Its symbolism is sort of lost onto you guys, other than that there's a skull and an X, and there's warning signs telling you to go back. So you guys keep progressing further, and you see.
Could I make a int-based nature check just to like?
Yeah, you could do that. Also,
yeah.
You can roll one for Jonas as well.
Yes, although I need to pull up his stat block, so let me do Corey first.
Okay.
Thank you,
Holy
Corey.
shit.
Thank you.
Good job.
Cooperating.
Yeah, you can roll one for Jonas as well, if you want.
Okay. Let me.
Jonas is
So
the
actually, maybe for Jonas, it would be more like a perception check for him.
Yeah.
It's not really his. He's not. I'm not saying he's He's not intelligent. It's just
It's like a passive thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would this be like a smell thing for him or a sight thing for him?
A smell.
Ooh, good. Okay, so passively he has a 13 on perception and +3 from smelling,
Okay.
according to his stat block.
Okay.
So 16 on that.
So is that a roll or is that just a natural?
That's just a natural. He has
Okay.
a passive perception of 13 at all times, apparently, according to his stat block.
Okay. So then, Jonas definitely senses that something's amiss, and he sort of nudges you, Corey, in a very sort of like unpleasant, like, gee, I don't know about this. Are you sure about this, Master?
Cat voice, I have a bad feeling about
Yeah,
this.
basically, yeah. So you, Corey, you did this is a intelligence nature check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Just
I'm gonna count
what
this
sort
as
of
like a
things?
smell as well. So you both smell something very foul, kind of like a sulfur smell.
Oh, good.
And as you guys keep moving forward down this road, the fog sort of thins out, and you both kind of approach a little tiny town. And you notice that on all of the doors of this little town, there are the same skulls and X's on it. And there is a single man who's sitting on his, like, I don't want to call it a porch, but it's like his stoop. Like, it's not even a stoop. I don't know what to call it.
It's like a mini balcony.
Yeah,
like
mini balcony porch kind of thing. And he sees you all, and he flags you all down, and he's like, "Oh my God, what are oh my goddess or whatever." He's like, why are you guys here? How could you have ignored the signs? Like, didn't you see them? You should turn back. Why are you here?
Gotta get Ilgar somehow, and it's not going to be in the desert, but mostly
And
because
he's like,
the signs are all written in some kind of cryptography that none of us can decipher, because we're not used to this region. So cut some slack.
okay.
Some slack should be cut.
He's like, fair enough. But didn't the skull sort of a giant red flag?
I mean, everywhere should be marked with a giant red skull.
He's like, fair enough.
I travel with a bear. I should be marked with a giant red skull.
Yes. So then he looks at you all and he says, "Well, I suppose you haven't heard the news then that this region has been undergoing, unfortunately, a massive plague that has been wiping out our population for the past several months."
You say?
Yes, the plague, a terrible plague, and it has killed like 3/4 of our town. Every skull and cross you see on each of these doors, someone has died there at one of these houses.
Yikes.
And he's like, how could you foolish people come this way and ignore all these signs? We put them up there as a warning.
Be more clear in your directions next time.
The question is, why are you still here?
Because my wife, unfortunately, is sick, and I cannot leave her. She needs me.
I'm gonna roll an insight check. Not to, like, verbally say, are you lying to me?
Okay.
But if I get, like, the aura of if he's lying to me, because I have a general suspicion as to what's going on, but I don't want to call him out on it.
Okay. Feel free.
Put the bat radar on him. Let's see.
Oh my God, you're gonna, what do they say? Gonna put the screws to him?
Nope. Seems legit.
Well, he looks at you and you're like, you don't believe me, do you? And he's like, well, why don't you come inside and look at my sick, ill wife? If you have the rudeness,
it's not
the
that.
gall.
It's not. It's not that. It's not that. I'm trying to figure out if it's actually a plague or if the water's poison. Now calm down before.
And he's
you
like,
think
I didn't think of that. I didn't think that our water could be poisoned. But you know, it does have a strange sulfur taste.
Yeah. So okay, where are y'all getting your water from?
Oh, we get it from the swamp. That's our only water source.
Face palm.
That seems like a poor decision.
Yeah.
So, are there any rivers that feed into the swamp, or a waterfall, or
yes,
yes,
madam. Well, I don't know what. Yes, sir. Yes, madam. Miss. He's really awkward, clearly. He's pretty shaken up. Obviously, he doesn't know general speaking mannerisms anymore. He's like, well, you know, we do receive some water in one of our creeks from Ilgar. Dun dun dun.
Okay. Dun dun dun. Okay. So I'm just gonna guess, because I'm from Ilgar and I know their general MO, that they're poisoning the creek.
Why would they do such a thing?
Because they're tyrannical assholes, and the less of you there are in this village, the easier it is to roll you over and to make you slaves.
But how could they do that? How could they just massacre all these people?
Some
they ain't
royalty,
too friendly.
A lack of honor.
Some royalty are dicks. It's just how it goes. This is what happens when we have a government system where, say, someone is given authority via a lady in a pond. Or, for instance, freaking, oh, this person was born into it. Maybe it was Maybelline. Like, no! That's not a government system!
Gee, you know, the more I look at you, ma'am, you look like the lady on the wanted posters.
You know, I'm told there is a startling resemblance. I have one of those faces.
Well, you know, ma'am, it truly doesn't bother me. If what you're saying is true, then I want to see Ilgar brought to its knees as much as the rest of them. But how can you be so sure? I have a canteen of water. Can any of you magically test it or something scientifically? I don't know. I don't want to. I keep giving my wife this water. I don't want to continue making her sick.
What kind of check would we do on that?
Maybe investigation or nature?
Either that or medicine.
Okay.
So any of you are welcome to try that.
I'm going to...
Well.
Ursha tries.
Ursha tries. She smells it and she's like, gee, I don't know what this is. It just smells like water.
So it's investigation?
Yes.
Is that right?
Well,
I did the medicine check like you told me to. If it had been an investigation, it would have been
well, you could do so medicine will probably get you more towards like its chemical properties, maybe. Like you're doing some like scientific studying or whatever. Investigation probably would be more like a kind of get you down the same path, like a qualitative sort of analysis of the water.
So by
nature.
The way, if
go ahead. Sorry.
-1 + 3. Okay, got it. So I was like looking at my character sheet. I'm gonna try the investigation roll if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead. You're all welcome to.
While they're doing that, can I make an Arcana check just to see if I can sense anything magical going on around the city?
I would be very happy if you did that.
I was going to do a divine sense as well.
Okay. Feel free.
Woo!
I did the investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah. Investigation check first. Then Arcana.
Well, Ursha, you do recognize that something is off about the water, but you're not quite sure what it is. You get a sense that there's something amiss. But you do not necessarily. Whereas Thelron, he looks at the water and he studies it, and he notices that there is something amiss, arcanically, whatever adverb you want to use.
Magically, I guess.
Yeah, magically would work here.
Okay. So he notices that there is something amiss, but he can't quite put his finger on what it is.
Okay. Divine sense, specifically on the canteen.
On the canteen, not the water?
The water of the canteen.
Oh, it's all in that mush.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be a magical canteen,
Yeah. I don't really need to roll for it. It just lets me know if in the radius of 60 feet, if there is any, celestial, fiendish, or undeadly activity.
Alright, well then you and Thelron both definitely picked up something wrong with the water. In terms of, magical sensations, I guess.
Magical sensations.
Yes, it's very, you can feel it in your soul. Something's wrong with that water, and you don't quite know what.
Okay.
So the man, he looks at you and he's like, please, you have to help us. Mm-hmm. We're dying here. I don't know what to do for my wife. I've given her all the herbal remedies that I can, but she only seems to get sicker and sicker. And if I had known that the water was causing this problem, I wouldn't have kept giving it to her.
For now, what I would do is I would try to find the cleanest water you can. Sniff it for sulfur. If it smells like sulfur, the least sulfur-smelling water you can find. That's close enough. I would use that for her for now. And mostly I would just... I think on our way over we can check on the creek since we were heading to Illigar anyway. Mm-hmm. So if there's anything happening at the creek, we can put a stop to it on our way.
Thank you. I would so deeply appreciate that. Everyone in this town would be so grateful. We don't have much money, but we would be more than happy to give you all the money that we can scrounge up for you.
You can take my part of the pay. Yeah, you can take my part of the pay. To pay me, just have a good life. Have a good life, enjoy it. Good job.
Oh, thank you very much, kind travelers. You are too kind.
I don't speak for everyone in the party, but that's what my quarter of the pay would go to, basically.
Same.
Look at you, goody two-shoes. You guys are gonna be broke by the end of this.
I'm a paladin, damn it!
I'm a bard. I can sell my bagpipe skills.
Yeah. A bagpipe for every street corner.
A bagpipe named Desire.
Oh god. Wow. All right then. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing further you can do for him. So he goes back into his house. He points before he does go back inside. He does point towards the nearest creek. It's not immediately in the direction that you guys are going to need to head to in order to get to Ilgar, but it's kind of a detour. So if you guys are going to go that way, just letting you know.
Yeah. So it's not that far off of our beaten air quotes
your swampy path.
So, our swampy path that may or may not slowly beat us if we drink it.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Be mindful of that. Remind yourselves of that. All right. So you guys keep heading. You pass his home and you keep walking about. And you see people peering down from their windows, staring at you, sort of curiously. Everyone sort of kind of overheard your loud conversation because you guys weren't very exactly quiet, and he wasn't exactly quiet either. So everyone's sort of on board, and you head towards the path towards that the man told you to go, and it's not too far away from town, but you realize that the cobblestone path leading out of this little town, it sort of ends, and there's just swamp. And it's a swamp, and it's murky. And all of you can now poignantly smell the sulfur. It's sort of just like overpowering your senses. So I'm gonna need all of you to take a Constitution check.
So that would be a. I'm just trying.
This is a. Are you gonna vomit?
Your
check.
Constitution. It's your Constitution modifier, basically.
But, like, what dice do I roll?
20.
D20? Yeah,
yep.
Most things are D20 unless specified otherwise.
Yeah, usually everything's D20 except for, like, attacks.
Weapons.
And your
weapon damage specifically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, weapon attacks, it's like, for my quarterstaff, for example, it'd be 1d20 plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the damage is 1d6.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write. So Constitution.
So you don't worry about initiative for this, right?
No, this is initiative is only for battles, and you guys are not yet in the battle.
Okay.
So you all need to do Constitution checks.
Alright.
Okay.
My modifier is 0, so let's see.
Okay.
Talron's fine.
I'm
yes. All of you have steel noses. Steel noses. You all are pretty much fine.
I was hoping to vomit just for hilarity.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Certainly would have been funny. Though Senta, unfortunately, you're kind of a little queasy. But you hold it together. You hold it together. And so you guys step into this swamp, and your boots just sink sort of into that murky, gooey ugginess. And if you're wearing leather, unfortunately, your leather is going to get a bit that smell is going to be hard to get out, basically. So you guys are yeah. So you're walking through the swamp, and you see the creek up ahead, and you see a strange cloaked man standing next to the water. So you can either do like a stealth check if you want to, like, be stealthy, or if you want to barge in, or if you want to be like, hey, what's that? Like, feel free.
He's just standing there.
He's kneeling over the water, and he's holding a vial in his hand.
Okay, that's pretty incriminating.
I'm gonna do
that's pretty
Okay, a stealth check. Feel free.
Yeah. So that would be under dexterity. Is that
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I do a intimidation check if this does not work?
If this doesn't pan out, feel free.
Yeah.
I mean, I could almost just try to light him on fire.
You don't know this person. It's just a man kneeling next to a creek with a vial, and he's wearing some edgy looking robes. Yeah.
Why are you leaning against? Why? What even color is the vial? First and foremost, like, what is the? Is it like green? Because if it's green, that's incriminating.
Well, it is nighttime, so it's a bit hard to pierce through. Well, actually, Corey, you can see through the fog and through the nighttime. So you notice he's got the dark vision. He's got a vial, and it looks like he's trying to, like, fill it up with the water and from the creek.
Okay. It looks like he's trying to fill it up with water. Okay, that's less incriminating.
But he's wearing super edgy clothes. They're like tattered black robes.
Yeah, but he could just be a hermit, and he has nothing else, and he could have stolen it from
and Felron wanted to, like, make him burst into flames. Jeez. You sure you're not, like, chaotic?
I do my intimidation check.
Yeah, unfortunately, Senta, your attempt at being stealthy has failed. Your boots sort of crunch into that that mucky gooiness. So you're very loud. Your boots are quite loud. So the man, he stands up.
Squelch.
He stands up. Yes, squelch, squelch. That is exactly the sound. He stands up and he turns and he says, "Who goes there?" He can't quite see you in the night. In the fog. So, go ahead.
So, I'm just kind of confused how to do this. So I have the charisma modifier plus the skill modifier, or
yes.
Because I thought that was all calculated already, so it was like just a +6.
From what I read in the player handbook, it was ability plus skill. If I'm remembering
I think that's it.
Okay, then this might get pretty big.
That's fair.
I mean, maybe you have a really powerful, intimidating roar or something like that. Like, not everybody's going to be skilled at that.
Because I'm half orc and people are
spoopy.
racist.
You're real spoopy.
Spoopy.
Yes.
All right. So, are you just like intimidating him with your voice or like with your presence?
I look at him.
You look at him, real scary like. Now we have another Batman.
I used to be a mercenary captain. I know this shit.
Okay.
I mastered the scary look.
The scary look. Okay, so he's able to see your glaring eyes through that fog. And he looks at you and he narrows his eyes and he's like, "You're not from this little town, are you?" And so he doesn't seem quite shaken in his boots, but he's certainly wary about who you are. And
no, we're adventurers passing by. We just came through the village, and we think that village is being poisoned. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
And he looks at you, Cora, and he's like, "No, of course not. I have no idea what you're talking about. I am a traveling apothecary. I've been trying to cure these sick, ill people." And he says it with kind of a very blank affect.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
mm-hmm.
I've been trying to collect water.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll it yeah. I'm not gonna like verbally mental lie detector.
Mental lie detector.
Yeah.
All right.
Does he seem legit?
He seems pretty unfazed by your glare, by your stare. But you can, I guess, would charisma be, or would it be deception, or would it be charisma to sort of see if he's lying?
I think that's what insight is.
Okay.
Insight is specifically the check. Hold on, let me get my player's handbook. I actually bought the player's handbook, so come here.
Oh, nice.
Mine's still at my friend's house. I forgot to pick it up on Monday.
Aww.
I have it on the D&D Beyond site. So I'm just rolling through. Let's see. Insight is a wisdom? Yeah. Your wisdom insight check decides whether you can determine the true intentions of a creature, such as when searching out a lie or predicting someone's next move. Doing so involves gleaning clues from body language, speech habits, and changes in mannerisms.
Okay. Does anyone else want to roll for that as well?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll roll.
Oh my god.
Never mind.
Did you?
Never mind, nat 20.
Did you not have a modifier at all?
No modifiers, it's wisdom, and I have a +0 to that.
Wow, okay.
Nice nat 20.
Well, Ursha, on top of your very intimidating glare, you look at this man, this edgy man, apothecary man. You look at him, and you really get the sense that something's off. Like you know that something's very off and very wrong, and you sort of feel it all kind of in your orcish bones, half orcish bones, I might add. And you sort of
orcish blood detect bullshit.
Yes, your bullshit detector that's in your blood. Yes, correct. And this man, he stands up straight. And he folds his arms behind his back, and he says, "I hope you're not here to disturb me in my efforts to cure these people."
No, I am not, but I would prefer to be certain of your real intentions.
And he takes a step forward, and he looks at all four of you, and sort of kind of like he's measuring you all up. And he reaches into
I just put a hand on Jonas, just innocently. Just lean on the bear.
like I got a bear and I'm not afraid to use it kind of thing.
Yes! Just kind of innocently. Like Justice League Unlimited style.
Oh my
Batman
God.
smirking in front of Superman and Aquaman staring down at Amanda Waller like mine's bigger.
Oh my God. And he's like, I don't get that reference, but okay. Just kidding.
I don't say that out loud.
Of course, I know.
There's no way.
I know, I'm kidding.
Cool.
And so he looks like he's about to reach into the satchel that's at his side, and he pulls out a knife, and he looks at you all, and he's like, I have to cure these people, and I'm not afraid to use force if I must.
What definition of cure are you using?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
It's funny you should ask that, he says. These people are ill. They're very sick. They've always been very sick. And it is my job to cure them of all illnesses. Unfortunately, not all of them have been very strong. The strong, who have survived my plague, they have truly been quite hardy. But unfortunately, their numbers are dwindling. But I will not have you interrupt me any further in my practices.
No, we don't need to resort to violence here.
No.
If we have to, we will.
Pat Bear again.
Did you just say your plague?
Yes, are you deaf? Yes, it is my plague.
Purpose.
What
a dishonorable scum! Oh my god!
I'm just saying, if you would have just let me lit him on fire earlier, we wouldn't have had this conversation.
All right.
I like asking questions first. Then they make the punching feel so much better.
All right.
I agree with.
All right, then I guess you're all gonna have to roll for initiative if you're gonna attack this man.
So would that be like with weapon check?
No, that's initiative isn't it? It's just the D20 plus your initiative modifier.
Yeah, there's like an initiative stat somewhere.
So initiative is your dexterity. It's your dexterity modifier.
Ooh, 18 for initiative.
Plus 1 initiative.
Corey's going last.
Or...
Jesus, Corey, what the hell? Oh my god!
So it's just D20 or is it D20?
Initiative is D20 plus your dexterity.
Dexterity modifier.
Dexterity modifier is 1 plus 1.
So it would be yeah.
1d20 plus 1.
Correct mundo.
Alright.
Shit.
Am I
rolling Jonas on a separate initiative, or is he just going to be
a separate initiative?
Okay.
This is very bad,
I need to fund his initiative then. Come here. Come here, brown bear.
Here, bear.
Brown bear, what do you see? All.
Yikes. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be Mr. Bad Guy, whose name you unfortunately did not ask for. I'm so disappointed. Because he had quite the edgy name.
I want to know it now, but I think it's too late now.
Jonas is going on 10. Okay. I'm going on 1.
Jeez,
I mean, off the clock we can ask what it was, but...
Yeah, I think, by the way, you can set up a initiative roar thing somewhere,
what's that?
Wendy?
What's that?
Like, I'm trying to find where it would be, but I don't see all your DM tools.
Oh no,
wait, hold on.
In Roll20?
Yes.
Oh, what happens if there's a tie when it comes to initiative 2? Because I'm looking at between you, Senta, and Ursha. Is it whoever has the higher
modifier?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the higher modifier.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't fully explored these options quite yet.
Yeah, I'm going to the stream right now to see if I can poke you towards it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm on the stream.
Correct.
Correct.
Oh wait, we're being streamed right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
For the one
cool.
viewer who's in our Discord. Well, not in our physical Discord, but like who's watching as well.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, when I'm doing
that's out there, please send us memes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I think it's the clocky thing. Right above where the roller thing is on the left toolbar.
Turn order?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Right click a token. Oh, we don't have tokens. Well, actually,
don't have tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, we could if we use the D20 roll 20 thing.
Although I have a token set up. I just made one just in case because I was like that determined. Also, D&D.
Can you add that manually yourself?
No. I think we have to send you the file, and then you add it on Roll20 in like the little pictures right next to where the chat logo is.
Spells. So just to clarify, so I use, as far as like this villain, I use spells that are normally in like spells that everybody would have access to, right?
Correct. Okay. I think if you're using like a pre-built like caster, it'll say like what his cast level is, and you can see from there what spells he would have.
Is totally just
put him together.
Yeah.
He's homemade.
He's 100% homemade.
Okay. So like I think on the spell list in the player guide, like if he's a cleric, he'll have like.
So it would be like this. So it's whatever his class, like whatever class I deem him to be, and then.
Correct.
It's just whatever spells.
And then. There. Yeah, although some casters are prepared casters, and some are not.
Okay. Yeah, so just like the usual old cantrips and things like that.
Yes.
Cool.
While you're looking that up, I will send you the token I made.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Boom. There she is.
Alright, one sec.
Yeah.
That was scary. I DC'd for like a sec.
Oh, well, that's good, because we're just taking one moment's pause.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Okay, I'll close out of the stream then, so I don't stream.
Well, so like, I guess I just want to make sure I've got this right. So like, I mean, sorry, this is gonna be a bit out of character metagaming, I guess. So like, this guy's he's a warlock. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the warlock spells and things like that.
I think it depends on his patron for warlock. So. Who's his patron?
Well, I mean, it was a. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because like I think on warlock it's like.
Fiend. So he's.
Oh, good. Spells. All of my aggression is entirely warranted.
You sensed something bad. You know, actually, I guess your spell thing would have sensed something was wrong.
Yeah. Because if he's poisoning people via fiendish ways, I would have picked that up.
True. But so, like, his spells aren't listed here.
Okay.
Is it, or is it just first spell level, like Burning Hands command?
So, Warlock spell list. Okay, so then we go to spell listing, spells, warlocks. These are all the first level warlock spells, and I think you can use the screen cap to then search it up in the back of the book.
Okay.
There you go.
Did you post this in Discord? Oh.
Okay, yes.
Okay, you're using a totally different website. That's helpful.
I'm using D&D Beyond because it works for me. I have a subscription now and everything.
Oh, cool. Okay. Cool. So these are all first level spells, okay.
These are, I filtered it to all first level spells. So then
they get 2 cantrips, don't they? Or not 2, they get 2 spell slots. Cantrips are ones that they know already.
I think so. Come here, Warlock, again. Come hither.
Sorry, I don't mean to pause the game. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right.
No, if this doesn't happen during a D&D game, something's going wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so what level is he? Is he just level 1?
He's just level 1.
Okay, so he would know 2 cantrips, and he would know 2 first level spells.
Okay.
And he has 1 spell slot, apparently, because he is a babby.
He's a babby? Okay. He's a bad
babby.
He's a big bad babby.
He is a big bad babby. He would have the 2 cantrips, I think, and 1 first level spell off that list. So let me grab you the cantrips he could use.
Okay.
Just so you can select. Goddamn, he gets a lot of cantrips. Then again, yeah, that makes sense. And boom, boom. Cantrips.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, thank you. All right, and then his hit die is then what it says there, the 1d8, right?
Yes. Cool. Plus whatever his constitution modifier is, if he has one.
Okay. Got it. Cool.
He has 8 automatically, and if he was like level 2, you would have to roll a d8 for him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. At level 1, you get your full hit dice.
Okay. All right.
Automatically. So that you're not screwed over with like 2 health.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So then, for everybody's ready to get back in. So he is first on the big bad initiative chart, and he is going to use Charm Person on.
Oh, good.
I guess all of you would have to make a Constitution check.
Let me check.
I guess.
Let me check Charm Person real quick, because I'm pretty sure that's only 1 person.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it was multiple people, it'd be Mass Charm people, I think.
Okay. Oh man, it really needs to be like a easier like archive search thing. I guess that's kind of the benefit of this website you're using.
The D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond says, Charm Person at level 1, you attempt to charm a humanoid you see within range, which means it does not work on Jonas.
Okay.
Jonas is immune.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, the target has to make a wisdom saving throw, and does so with advantage if they are fighting it. So if there is like an actual combat going down, the target has advantage on their wisdom saving throw.
So the target, as in the person who's going to be charmed.
Yes.
Okay,
if it fails the saving throw, it's charmed until the spell ends, which according to this, it has a duration of an hour, so...
Entire fight, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, then. Alright.
When the spell ends, the creature knows it was targeted by you, so if someone's trying to do a low-key charm person, that does not exist according to the rules. There is no such thing.
Okay, then. Alright, well this guy, unfortunately, is going to attempt to charm Senta Vomi, because he sensed trouble in her.
Oh.
Alright. Alright,
so is it
it's a wisdom saving throw.
Or wisdom, so...
There should be a separate, like, bar for saving throws.
So yeah, it looks like you don't have any modifier for that. So I think it's just a D20, yeah.
D20 right. And pray.
Can you guys hear
that? Well, unfortunately, you have been very easily charmed by this man's guile. So is it incapacitation, or is it like she's on his side now?
Senta is now basically full body, not mind, fully aware, but full body puppet to this man. Can be used as a brutal weapon.
Alright then. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's gotten bad real fast. Alright then.
Happened.
That is the entirety of his turn. That is the entirety of his turn.
Because I think he... Let's see. Who was next on our initiative?
Felron. Felron is.
Felron.
So, how far away are we from him?
You're not very far. He's about, 10 feet away.
Okay.
Good spell range. Good spell range.
You guys kind of rolled up onto him because it was kind of the fog. You kind of didn't really see him until the last second, except Corey, who knew something was up.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to think.
Well, whatever spell you do, you're still going to have the wild magic bonus, right? Or potential proc?
If it's first level or above.
Okay.
So cantrips don't get it, but first level spells do. But
yes,
pulling out spells at level 1 is a risky resource maneuver.
Mm-hmm. But you see, he's serious business because he used a spell slot to take over Senta.
Yes. Serious business with Tom Cruise. That's his name now. His name is Tom Cruise.
His name is Tom Cruise? Oh, gosh. His name actually is going to be Tom Cruise Darkseer. You know,
good.
It's a family name.
Good. Tom Cruise Darkseer.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's a family name.
And you said his clothing was kind of...
It's dark, so it's kind of like rags. I hate to use this example, but it's essentially like... It's kind of like what those dudes in like Assassin's Creed always wear, except it's all black, and it's like faded and tattered.
So, like...
So would you say it's flammable?
It is flammable, yes.
It is flammable.
I would say, like, the upper parts of it are flammable. Like, the stuff that's down in the muddiness, no. But
well, yeah, go high, correct.
Go high.
Aim high, yes, correct.
It also has, I guess, if we're going to rule it, like, logistically speaking, the smoke blinds him, but depends on you.
Well, yeah, I guess I should note he's human, so he does not have dark vision.
Yep.
So I'm gonna move about 10 feet to the side, away from, the person that just got charmed.
Good plan.
Good plan. Good to know. Good to know that we've already sort of built a rapport between everybody. Good to know. Glad that we've established
that. And I think I'm just gonna chuck a chromatic orb at him.
All right then. Is that a cantrip or is that a?
That's a level 1 spell.
Oh, okay. You're playing for keeps. All right then.
Orbs.
So you got to beat his armor class, correct?
Yeah, it's a ranged attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 sec.
Which elemental typing are you doing?
I'm gonna go fire here.
I thought so, but I wanted to check.
Is sulfur like? I gotta check. I mean, I didn't expect this.
Check if sulfur is flammable.
Sulfur flammable?
I think it is.
Yes. Oh
God, I'm googling this right now. Because that could be bad quickly.
It is a flammable gas.
Oh
God. We could just for realsies because I assume Felron.
Well, since sulfur is flammable, I'm gonna say that you have advantage, but you also everyone else, if you do use fire, they're gonna have to use a Constitution, just like saving throw. Because you don't want to ignite that fire.
Yeah, although, just as a side note, there could be a house rule that we have that if someone wants to reconsider their action in character, wisdom check.
Okay, sounds good to me. So yeah, there's all your info.
Okay, run that back by me again.
Okay, so sulfur
is flammable,
and there is sulfur in this water. It smells like sulfur. Corey has confirmed that it is some kind of sulfur. Well, her and Jonas have both confirmed that there's some kind of chemical that smells like sulfur in the water, mineral, I guess. And sulfur is flammable. So, and there's like, so the swamp around you is kind of bubbling and boiling, kind of like a witch's brew kind of thing. There's sulfur in the air, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, if you use fire spells, just bear in mind, people might get a little scorched.
Singed.
People being your teammates. Not that you can't do it. It's just like, is Thelron the kind of person where he would, potentially burn his buddies? his not really buddies that he kind of just met like maybe 4 hours ago kind of guy.
Acquaintances.
Yeah.
I'll stick with acid then.
Oh, okay, that works. That works.
It makes a burning sensation.
Yeah, it's a burning sensation, correct.
Still thematically correct with everything I know about Thelron thus far, which is fire.
It sounds like fire this is what he really wants to use.
So it's 14 against his armor class.
Okay, so so you do hit him.
Okay, I'll do my wild magic roll first.
Okay.
Yeah.
14 is I can't remember. Does it have to be higher then?
If it meets, it doesn't beat. It has to be higher. Yeah.
Oh no, it has to be a natural 20, I think, for the wild magic.
Oh, it's a natural 1. Magic.
Oh, right, natural 1, correct.
Yeah, it's a nat 1, so I'm good.
Okay, so you didn't turn into a potted plant. That's good. And
I didn't go blue.
So then, how much? What was the damage that you did?
3d8.
Correct.
So roll it.
Roll it.
Rolling. What?
Ooh, gosh.
10 acid damage.
Jesus.
Sorcerers.
Sorcerer versus warlock. It's very scary. All right. So you're
an orb at him. What'd you expect?
Your orb of. I'm kind of assuming it's kind of. I don't want to call it like the slime from like Nickelodeon, but that's kind of what I'm imagining. It's like it's just.
It's kind of like It's kind of like an orb of that slime that just rolls through the air, like...
It's flubber, but it's like being shot from his, like, magic hands.
Or his arcane focus, whatever that may be.
It hits him pretty much square in the chest, and it burns some of his cloth off. And you notice underneath that there's the cloth on his armor is what I'm trying to say. You notice underneath, amidst the acidic burns that are now hurting him, you notice there's this strange, like, tattoo, I guess, kind of thing on there. And it looks kind of like a spiral with, like, a sword in it.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I recognize it?
Sure.
Cool.
But, on your turn, right?
Yeah,
Which, that's a free action, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, if I chose to say something about it, I would have to wait till my turn.
Okay, so if you're just doing this in preparation, alright.
Yes.
Alright, that is the end of Thelron's turn.
Yep.
It is now Senta, who is unfortunately cursed at the moment.
I do not recognize shit, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately you don't. It just looks like it'll look like a giant cute little swirly thing. Okay, so Senta, does she have the possibility of doing, like overcoming the charming, or is it...
Let me check.
Or is she
I'm glad I have the spells list open now. Come here, charm person. Charmed effect. A charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with targeted abilities. The charmer has advantage.
Oh yeah, so it sounds like you do not have the ability to do that. So unfortunately, this bad guy, Tom Starkseer, is gonna be he's gonna be doing bad things through you, unfortunately. So he's going to strike. He's gonna strike Kore with his with your Senta with your short bow. Okay, so let me.
Let's see if it beats the AC.
Let's see. So.
And that's why I dipped.
Well, okay, so I'll let you do it, Kira Senta. You'll do a well, first you got to do the armor class. So that is a
D20 plus whatever the to hit modifier is.
Yeah, okay. So then D20 plus 2.
Yep.
Okay, so you definitely don't hit her.
Well,
so maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing.
That's not one.
Who hit who?
So Senta, being charmed, used her short bow and attempted to shoot at Kore, but she completely missed. Like, it went off way into the distance.
Yeah, if you really want it to, you can have that crit 1.
Oh, God.
Completely shoot that Tom Cruise, the Darkseer the 4th, into the point, literally, if you want to. I only propose this.
Oh my God, yeah.
I just hear like a squawk in the background.
Yeah, actually, there's some... Yeah, the bird unfortunately got hit. So that's unfortunate, but, you know, maybe that bird had a family or something. So you should feel bad, Senta. Alright, so it is now Ursha's turn.
So I just roll a d20 first, right?
Yes, to make sure you actually hit this guy.
Yeah, you roll a d20.
I plan on using Vicious Mockery.
Ooh, what is that?
Ooh. I love that spell. It's my favorite part of Bard in 5th edition.
Oh.
So great.
So d20 plus dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Vicious
so
Mockery.
plus 1.
Vicious Mockery.
Wow.
It is quite possibly the best cantrip in 5e.
Yeah, I'm reading the description. That's wow. So these your mama jokes that you're trying to do fail entirely. He actually laughs in your face and strings a bunch of wonderful insults towards you, Ursha. In fact, he says that your mother is so fat that like you can like see her like the moon looks like small in comparison.
I don't have a mother. Nice try.
Well, he's like, I didn't know that about you. Well,
your jokes are bad, and you should feel bad.
Oh God, yeah. All right. Well, that was interesting. So it is now Jonas's turn. So
good.
Roll for him. I hope he doesn't have a bunch of insults, bad insults.
Well, he has multi-attack, so he can attack twice in one turn.
Oh, okay. All right.
So let's see where his claws take him. Go back to his page. Oh, good. He has reach. I love him. So he rolls up within 5 feet of him, right? Like there's like 5 feet space between him and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, okay. Tom Cruise is, yes, he sees the bear.
Tom Cruise, the Darkseer, the fourth.
Correct.
And there is kind of like a swoosh back onto his hind legs. And then there's a bear bitch slap.
Wait, so then he doesn't have to roll against proficiency?
No, he does. He does.
Okay.
I'm just narrating.
Oh, okay, you're narrating. Got it.
There.
Go ahead, Snuggles.
That is a 9 against his AC.
Ooh, unfortunately, that does not hit.
It's okay, because Jonas then sort of belly flops forward.
Poor guy.
And then there is an attempt with mouth.
Oh.
Ta-da!
Oh.
The mouth hit.
Ooh, that certainly hits. So roll for the die.
Let's see, this is 1d8 plus 4 piercing damage.
Oh gosh.
Whoa.
Who's about to feed the bear?
The bear is grumpy.
All right. So this is a it's a bite, correct?
It is a bite.
All right. So this bear is quite hungry.
Nom-nom.
He's quite hungry, and he lunges forward, and he bites. He bites quite hard. Yes, he's very hungry after that sleeping spell wore off. So he bites and he pierces into the dominant arm that this Tom Cruise Darkseer uses, and very much injures him.
Such a smart bear. He knows which arm that
very much wounds him. Like there's like blood everywhere. It's it's a very gory scene.
I'm so proud of.
And this bear is like,
bear.
nom nom nom, I'm having a great time.
I'm so glad I cheat the system and turned my land vehicle into a bear.
Oh gosh. Alright, it is now Kore's turn.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna use my move action to get right alongside where Jonas is.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And we're gonna try to hit this shit. And make sure I have the right. Yep. Okay.
Ooh. You certainly hit him.
I think that's a hit.
I think it's a hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I'm two-handing that. So that is a 1d8 plus 3. Oh, damn.
Wow. All right,
Good job, Corey. Good
All
job.
right. This guy, he's certainly getting beaten up by you guys. He looks like he's approaching death's door, and so it is now his turn. And amidst all of this combat, he looks towards Senta. Oh, actually, I wonder if I can do this.
Ooh.
Poor Senta.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
He's at death's door.
What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do when they come for you? I don't know.
What's he gonna do? We come for him.
Okay, then. I mean, I think I can do this, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, so on his turn, he's at death's door, and he looks to Senta and his bleeding, damaged arm. He's going to attempt to point it at her, and he's going to attempt to cast Hellish Rebuke. So we shall see if he manages. Alright, does that beat your armor class? 26. It does not. You have been spared. And so his withered finger, it's like shaking, and like he tries to mumble the words, but he unfortunately can't.
There is a quarterstaff in his chest.
Yes, there's the quarterstaff in his chest, and he's like, damn you heroes! How dare you! The plan! But he's not quite dead yet, so it is now Thalron's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna... Since I don't want to burn us all alive...
Okay.
I like this.
I like you. It's a good plan, yeah.
Seems like a bad idea, you know. Throwing a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Just saying.
A little bit.
So I'll sort of slide around behind him.
Okay.
Ooh, I like this already.
And before I attack, I'd like to engage him in conversation real quick.
Okay. He's like really injured. He's like, his voice is quite hoarse, but I mean, feel free. He's like, what say you, dwarf?
So just looking at the situation here, it looks like we've got two options here.
Okay.
Either, you give us some information and we might let you live, or we just kill you, loot your corpse, and keep moving.
Sounds fair. What saith? Well, actually, let me take
So can I make a perception roll? Or not perception,
well, do
persuasion
charisma.
roll?
Charisma, yeah, persuasion, correct.
Persuasion.
Please do. And I will do one as well for him. I will do one for him as well.
Like an insight check?
Like a contestation, charisma versus charisma. Who can persuade whom?
It's not
like if he's
okay, so
deceiving,
that was a 10.
He's deceiving.
Let me. Uh-oh. He is not interested in revealing any information whatsoever. He looks at you, Thalron. He laughs in your face. Well, kind of not really in your face, but like, metaphorically speaking. He laughs.
The sentiment is there.
Yes, the sentiment is there, correct. He looks at you, Thalron. He laughs in your face, and he says, "Oh, you foolish dwarf. You know nothing." Jeez, that was not intentional, but isn't that like a Game of Thrones comment? Jeez.
Yes. You know nothing, Jon
You know
Snow.
nothing, Thalron. But he doesn't know your name, so he just says dwarf. You know nothing, and that's his croaked breath, and he laughs. He keeps laughing maniacally. So is that?
I think speaking is Thalron's free action, and he still has a move action and an attack action.
Okay.
Oh, the move action.
Well, yeah,
was
he did the move to get.
Okay,
like,
so you did. Oh, right, behind him. So you still have an attack option if you so choose.
So I think I'll just go ahead and go with the shocking grasp.
All right then.
I like this plan.
Because it doesn't, torch everybody.
Please. I think they would appreciate that.
Don't want
but
to
actually, if it's lightning, I don't know about this, but feel free.
Well, it's lightning where I go to grab him and then shock him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not lightning from above.
And he's near water, and In fact, he probably staggered back a little bit from the bear attack and the quarterstaff, so he's kind of in the water. So maybe this will be a good thing.
Would I have advantage, maybe?
Actually, yeah, you do have advantage.
Yeah.
So that's 1 point,
Because
isn't it?
typically Shocking Grasp has advantage if the target's wearing armor made of metal. I would argue him being kind of in the water
is
is
a
kind
conductor.
of the same.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, same effect. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
I just have to find where that's at. Oh, 173. Okay.
Yeah, I found a good little searchable thingy for all your spells, which is quite useful.
Roll a second d20 when you make the roll, and use the higher of the two. Okay.
Okay.
So let's use the 17.
So that's for the armor class, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you certainly hit him. But how hard?
1d8.
I mean, he's pretty much dying. So. Oh my God! You didn't kill him! Oh my God! Well,
I tried.
So like
you tried.
Well, you got the advantage of +1, so it's really 2, right? So.
I mean, sure.
I guess to make you feel better at this point. So, all right then. Gee, well that's not good because it's Senta's turn again.
Uh-oh. What's he gonna do?
All right. So, Senta, you don't have any spells, correct? You just have your weapon abilities.
Actually, because I think I only have a cantrip, but that's it.
What is your cantrip?
Thaumaturgy.
Oh, thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
What does that do again?
Thaumaturgy. You manifest a minor wonder, a sign of supernatural power within range. You create one of the following effects. A booming voice for 1 minute, causing flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color for a minute. Harmless tremors, instantaneous sound, or apparently
you can make a door slam shut. That doesn't. I don't think that necessarily applies here.
Alter the color of your eyes for a minute.
Oh wow, those cosmetic changes.
Basically, thaumaturgy is cleric prestidigitation, is what I'm seeing here.
All right. So we're not going to use that. I think he's smart enough to not use that.
So basically, it's cleric flashy things.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
All right. So he's going to attack again with the short bow. And this time, I think he's going to aim at... I think he's real pissed off at Thelron, so I think he's going to shoot at Thelron. He certainly did not like that little tickle.
Is Thelron between... Or is Thelron, like, behind... He's behind him, but is he between...
Senta?
Not he... Like, is there a Thelron Senta sandwich with Tom Cruise, Darkseer the Fourth in the middle?
That sounds like an awful porno. I'm sorry.
It does, doesn't it? Well, maybe Ursha sings that song, or maybe not sings, but maybe, bagpipes it. The song of Tom Cruise, Darkseer, and Senta, and Thelron, the sandwich, they'll sing it in the tavern. They'll sing your name. Wow. Oh my God. All right.
So what I'm trying to ask is there a possibility if Senta does another crit 1 again of it hitting him?
There is that possibility. So we're gonna find out now.
Alright.
Roll that short bow and I'll stop being a nerd.
Dies inside, poor thing. Yeah, so just 1d20 plus 2. Right? Right.
Yep.
Against Thelron and his armor class. Oh my god. Jeez. Well,
Yeah, you had a real low bar to hit and you missed.
Oh my god.
Tom Cruise seriously picked the wrong person to charm.
So maybe Tom Cruise wasn't very smart. But
He's a warlock. They're not very smart. They're charisma based.
Funny enough, that shot misses Thelron completely, and since this is a Thelron sent a bad guy sandwich, he actually shoots at she attempts to she does shoot at Mr. Bad Guy Tom Cruise. So I think you're gonna have to roll a damage attack thing. So that would be the 1d8 plus 2.
Roll higher than 1.
Okay, you. This is actually quite fitting that the charmed person shot the person who had charmed her on accident. This is great. So you shot him straight into the heart, and he dies pretty much instantly. He takes one breath, and he whispers the name of Ilgar. Ilgar, my home. Well, he says that's all he says, and then he dies. Tom Cruise is dead. No more movies. No more movies from Tom Cruise, Darkseer.
Good, they're all bad.
Oh my god. Yeah. He's certainly dead. So you guys have defeated your first bad guy. And thankfully didn't kill Senta, which is good.
I mean, I think the general gist of our combat strategy there was ignore Senta, get the mage.
Alright. Ignore the charmed paladin, charge at the squishy.
Wait.
No, it was Senta. Senta who was charmed.
Yeah, I'm the paladin.
So Senta is the rogue. Either way, you guys fought very valiantly. You did great. So
how much EXP is that?
So calculating XP. We might want to run through that real quick, just so I'm clear.
Okay. Usually it's based off of the CR of the thing.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well this guy was
level 1.
Yes, he was level 1.
So probably CR of 1 if I had to guess. So that's usually 200. Like if I look at Jonas's page, if we went up against a cousin of Jonas, that would be a CR1 critter.
Okay.
That'd be 200 XP.
Okay. Is that's split up between you all, correct?
I don't know. Hold on.
Is this like MMO gaming, or is this?
We'll see. Alright, I don't own the DM guide on D&D Beyond, so I can't. Yeah, check over there because I do not know.
Okay, so yeah, I think it is split up between all of you. So then there's 4 of you. So you all get
200 divided by 4.
You all get 50 points of XP each.
Nice.
All right, so I think you make note of that on your
character sheet.
Correct.
So to level up to level 2, we need 300. So
you're about 1/6 of the way there.
Progress.
Yeah, progress. Progress is great, guys.
We kill 6 more Tom Cruises, guys, and we're there.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Well, you notice as Tom Cruise he dies, obviously.
Yes,
he
he
sort of
does.
melts. Well, not melts necessarily. He sort of turns to ash, and in that ash is a scroll and a bag,
Save that from the
and the vial and the knife that he had that he never used for whatever reason. Maybe he should have used it.
He technically would have had to, like, get up in our faces for it.
True, and you know,
Well,
he's a
we
warlock.
kind of did that for him.
Yeah, you did. You did great.
Yeah. Yeah, like, the thing is that all of my and Jonas's attacks have reach, so he would have had to, like, get up in our grills, and that would have been an attack
Your bear
of
grills.
opportunity. Our bear grills.
Your bear grills.
No.
You know,
Oh my god.
I'm more and more happy every day that I chose a bear.
Oh my gosh.
I'm now questioning my upgrade plan to a boulette. Maybe I'll just stick with the bear for the rest of the party.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll see.
we'll just all have to bear it.
Bear.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
That
So
was
bad.
really
It was
grisly.
real bad. It was real grizzly.
That was really grisly.
That was
Oh,
on God.
Bear puns, no.
Oh god. So are you telling us that Corey is like the master of bear puns?
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna have to note that on your character sheet. That's very important.
I will add it to my D&D Beyond character sheet.
Perfect. I'm glad. Alright, so like I said, this guy bursts into ashes. He's just a pile of ashes now, because he's a warlock, obviously, and that's what warlocks do. There's a scroll in this pile, and the vials that he was using to collect the water, and a satchel, which, who knows what's in the satchel? And the knife.
Nobody opens that satchel until we identify it with a short rest. Short rest. I want to say a short rest.
Or, we get far enough away and I just throw fire at it.
I mean, there could be valuables in it, is the problem. Recycling.
Valuables. They probably won't
Source where this
burn.
stuff is coming from. I mean, we got a clue, but we don't know for certain.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, we know that Ilgar's involved.
Ilgar
But we
and
don't
Tom
know if it was.
Elgar and Tom Cruise were in cahoots. Yep. Correct.
Boom.
All right. So are
So
you guys
should-
gonna collect the stuff or what?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'll hand the scroll off to Thelron since he seems to be spellcasty.
Okay.
You said a scroll, a satchel, and what else?
A vials.
Vial.
Vials and the knife.
Vials and knife. Okay, who here doesn't have a knife?
Let me look at the character sheet.
I've got an axe. Does that count?
And my knife.
I only have a rapier, so I might need a knife. I don't know.
Okay.
I only have a short bow and a dart.
Okay. You have a short bow and a dart?
Yes.
Very
You get
dangerous.
the knife.
Take it.
You get the knife.
Well, is
It's good.
so
It's good for escaping situations
so
if you're tied up. You get the knife. Nobody leaves home without a sharp object.
that's not actually a bad idea. So Thelron gets the scroll, Senta gets the
Yep.
knife.
Alright.
It's just a dagger.
Yeah,
for, like,
it's a
stats'
dagger
sake?
for
Okay.
stats' sake, correct.
For
Okay.
stats' sake.
It's
So
nice.
what will
It's
be
sharp and
dagger?
pointy.
Yeah.
So the vials remain in the satchel.
Senta doesn't feel like a effect come onto her when she accepts the knife, right?
Nope.
Not
Well,
cursed?
I mean, you might want to,
Wait, why did you use a cursed? Wait. Wait.
Look what you've done!
Why would he use a curse
me?
dagger? No! This is why I'm saying we need to identify anything before we actually pick it up.
Oh my gosh.
Because I remember I described cursed objects to Wendy, and now I'm like, is Wendy going to curse everything now?
Everything's
Or-
cursed.
Shit.
But I think you guys might be a little bit concerned about Senta. She's just kind of standing there, kind of like no life in her. She's charmed.
I mean, that wears off after the person dies, I think.
Okay.
Does it? Oh.
I think so.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
say it takes like maybe 5 minutes or so. So you're just kind of standing there at the moment, sort of passively watching as all this happens. As they're
Just
debating the
Kind
knife.
of glance back every once in a while, making sure nothing's going
Yes,
awry.
correct.
Yeah. Just chilling.
Freaking out in their mind.
Yep.
Gosh, yeah. I wonder what effect that will have upon her.
Not a very good effect, I would imagine.
I would imagine, yeah.
No.
So yeah, what are you guys gonna do with this knife and this satchel and the vials?
So can I just do an Arcana check?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think you can. I think you can do an Arcana check to identify a scroll. I think.
Yeah, you can do an Arcana check on the scroll, the satchel, the knife, whatever you want to do.
Let's do one on the scroll first, and
Okay.
then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one. Calling it out. No, that's actually
Oh
not
gosh. All right. Well, you
Wow.
discover, to your amazement, that it's just a piece of paper.
bad. Well,
It is literally
It's
just
literally
a
a piece of parchment. Yep.
Does it say anything?
Well, yes. When you unroll it, you notice that it's a chemical. It's kind of like for lack of a better term, it's a recipe kind of thing. So it's a recipe for something.
hey guys, it ain't magical.
Good job.
Well, this is why we hand it to you, because you're a spellcasting type.
All right. So you gonna do the knife and the
Okay.
satchel next?
Might as well.
All right.
Let's start with the stabby.
The stabby.
The stabby.
I have a bad feeling about this. Oh,
Oh.
never
Alright.
mind.
Well, you notice that the knife is cursed. So it's
Aha!
so it's good that you didn't just blindly hand that off.
No.
And you notice that it's cursed with dark magic. Very dark, the edgiest of dark magics. Because this is Tom Cruise Darkseer, you know.
So
It's only
are
the
we talking
darkest.
Four?
Are we talking like edgelord levels here?
It's like the edgiest of edgelord levels of dark magic.
Oh god.
What kind of a... Would he be able to figure out a kind of effect? Like, if it was a spell?
Yeah, it does have a spell.
Okay.
So the spell what it does it puts it sort of transfers poison into something. So you're able to determine, Thelron, that this dagger was used somehow in poisoning the water supply. Now, whether you tell your teammates that, your party that's up to you. This is your arcade check that you just did.
So,
So?
let's not hand this thing off anytime soon.
So, are you saying we should... no,
Fairly-
bury it and forget
fairly
about
certain.
it.
Fairly certain it was what was poisoning the water.
So we shouldn't leave it in the water.
No, that'd be bad. That'd be real
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Well, I may have a way of transferring it out of water, so y'all may want to step backwards.
Okay.
I step backwards.
I step
Yeah, I back away slowly.
Good plan.
Good plan.
Good plan. And if anything happens to me, my will is just burn down the castle of Ilgor. Boom!
Okay.
That is my will.
Okay.
You're all witnesses. Okay, so I take out my whip. Actually, let me look through my inventory first before I go to the whip, because I might actually have an easier... Yes, I do! Thank you, Volk Hero backstory! I take out my shovel.
Oh, okay.
I take out my shovel, and I shovel up, like, I put the dagger in the blade of the shovel.
Okay.
And I lift it out of the water slowly.
Okay. Good call.
Okay, so where are we putting this? Because we can't leave it in the earth, because I guess it will poison the earth. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what
Yes.
Thelron determined.
Probably.
Okay.
It's good determination.
Okay. And we can't leave it in the water, same reason. And we can't just leave it lying out there. Because who knows what will happen to it.
Correct.
So, identify the satchel real quick, and we'll see what we go from there.
Alright. Doing my thing.
All right, Thelron, you determined that the satchel is magical in nature. And
Anything...
well, it's not so much the satchel that's magical in nature. There's some items in there that are magical. But,
Any sort of like.
But if you personally, Thelron, touch it, you're not going to be affected by what's inside of it.
Poison, perhaps?
That is what you determined.
Okay. So,
Tom
Hmm.
Cruise just has a poison fetish.
Damn.
That makes that porno a lot weirder.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
I thought the rule was no shipping.
I'm not shipping anybody right now.
I'm not shipping anything. I'm making a joke. I am
It's
cracking
my fault. I
wise.
started this. You can yell at me.
It'll be told in the tales of Tom Cruise Darkseer, who had a poison fetish. A knife and a knife fetish, too. Oh, God.
So he's into death.
Yeah, he's
Necrophilia.
extremely edgy.
Ew. Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Okay. So does Thelron tell us that inside the bag is the poison nonsense?
Yeah, and it's probably best for me to carry it, as much as I don't want to.
Okay. So, here's my plan. My proposal of a plan is to take the knife, the nif, the kniff, if you will, and you're going to open the satchel, potentially, and I'm going to put the kniff into the satchel because all of it's already poison. What's it going to do? Poison the poison?
Yeah, you've got a point.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Not intended.
I don't really know what kind of check you'd make for that. Placing it... Well, actually, no, I take that back. You can have Thelron hold the bag open, and Corey, you can do like a dexterity check to make sure that you drop it into the bag carefully. That seems pretty... Well, I mean, Shaky, you don't want to like drop it onto the ground or something.
Or into my hand.
That is very correct. Yeah. So that would be dexterity.
We don't have safety gear yet.
You don't have hazmat gear for this for this.
I guess a sleight of
disaster.
hand check. Like, either way, it doesn't matter for me. But in the future, I think sleight of hand is sometimes used
For
let me
like
double check.
steadiness, I think. Maybe.
For like steadiness and really delicate handwork.
Yes, correct. Cool.
Okay. Cool. It doesn't matter because I have no dexterity modifier. But no! It's not a nat one! It's not a nat one! So...
Yes, it's not a nat one. So you kind of, you shakily sort of drop that knife into the open satchel.
Mhm.
And you tie up that satchel, and it's... I guess you hope it's safe.
We hope and pray.
Alright.
We are level 1 babbies. We do
You're
not have
level
that
1
many
babbies,
options.
correct.
Do
So I
we
guess
carry the satchel with us?
That's up to you guys.
Until we have a safe place to dispose of it, such as a temple with more powerful clerics
True.
or more powerful paladins,
Mhm.
I think we just need to contain it. And hey, that might be useful for, say, getting rid of a tyrant.
Interesting. Interesting.
I mean, if that's the way you want to look at it, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it confirmed via living there that Ilgor does have a tyrant. I mean, enslaved most of the people, took away lots of property, so probably fits as the definition of a tyrant.
I guess I should also
By
clarify,
textbook.
Senta also, since your backstory, you have dealings in Kalimport. Well, Kalimport is the capital of... Okay, cool, you got it. Sweet.
Yes.
Good, I'm glad you picked up on that without me having to tell you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Capital of Ilgor?
Yes, Ilgar, yes. It's a coastal merchant town thing where all the slaves ultimately come and get distributed elsewhere. And it's where the tyrant lives. There you go.
Oh, cool. So she might know of me.
If she tells you.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
If she feels kind enough to bequeath that.
Yeah. It's
Alright.
a mystery.
Alright, so Senta
Stay silent for now.
Senta is 100% cured of her magic charm unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And the rest of you can decide whether you want to head back to town or if you just want to keep going on your merry way. The town.
How late into the night is it?
It's like close to dawn. So maybe like 5 in the morning.
Okay, and we've been awake for how long?
Oh, for practically most of the evening. And day.
I say we get some sleep.
Yeah, I say we go back to the little town. We update.
Let them know.
Let them
know. Let them know that.
Maybe see if, they can pawn off this thing for the poison.
Yep.
And we make sure we take out the vials. We take out the vials from the water, because we do not leave poison in the middle of a swamp. That's just how you get ogres. And ogres have layers.
Oh my god, no. I knew that there would be Shrek jokes when I made the swamp. Oh no.
Like an onion?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like an onion.
Well, this clearly wasn't Tom Cruise's swamp.
Nope.
Nope. This is unfortunate.
I guess I will take the poison because I am used to carrying such details. Or I could split it with the rogue. I feel like I should split it with the rogue. I trust the rogue. It's a trust test.
Do you really, though?
You're frightening me.
Oh my gosh.
Courageous gives...
They did kind of take some pot shots at us.
I just assumed that was a charm person spell. I mean, evil people do that.
All right. So if everything is
They're
all settled,
assholes like that. So split the poison.
the burden.
I get, poison between me and Senta.
Okay.
Yep.
How many were there? Like 4?
Of the vials,
Yeah.
like 4. So you could each take 2.
Okay. Cool.
So I guess if you guys are
And-
good to go, was there anything else?
I was going to ask stat-wise, is that just the basic poison vial that's found in the DM handbook?
Sure. Yeah, they're just vials,
Cool.
test tubes, kind of things, but fantasy test tubes.
Fantasy.
So
test
they're more
tubes.
elegant looking, I guess.
Swirly.
They're very swirly. Yes.
I put them with my acid and my alchemist fire, and my holy water, and my oil of Taggett.
Oh, they'll certainly be safe there.
I am Batman.
Oh
I
my
am the
God.
knight.
You have a utility belt?
Oh my god.
I have a utility backpack.
Oh my god. Alright.
So am I just carrying the satchel with the cursed dagger?
You're not touching it, I think.
Yeah, the satchel's fine.
Yeah. As long as you don't touch the dagger, I think you're okay.
I'm planning on it.
Okay, good to know.
Cool beans. So, who's Crackly?
It's crackly. That's just Tom Cruise.
It's
the
Tom
dead.
Cruise.
He's real
From the
pissed.
grave?
He's real pissed. Oh gosh. Alright, so you guys, since it's close to morning, you guys head out, and you've also noticed that the fog has sort of dissipated over the course of your battle. In fact, you no longer smell the sulfur smell either.
Funny how that
Corey
works.
and Jonas, you no longer smell the sulfur. And you head back into town, and you notice that the few townspeople that still remain, they're sort of, they see you from their windows, and they're sort of curious, and they don't quite know what you're doing, but they sort of see you victorious, and they also notice that the fog is gone, and that the sulfur smell is gone, and so one of them shouts, "Oh, look, it's the heroes! They saved us! Look at them!" Like, look at them, like, pointing, like, "Oh, look at them, they're heroes! Let's do nice things for them."
I mean, I wouldn't say here. Okay, whatever.
I mean, they feel very grateful. And so you guys walk back to the man who had originally told you about what was going on. And you knock on his door, and he comes, and he looks very ashen and very upset. And he tells you, "Oh, what happened out there? What happened?"
You see, found guy. We might have killed him.
He was messing with the creek that you pointed us to, and, he said some things like, "The plan!"
The
And then
plan!
pulled a knife on us. The plan! And
Yep.
pulled a knife on us.
Something, plague, something.
Something, my plague, which is how we were like, nope, screw this.
Mm-hmm.
Fashion time. And he's dead. He dissipated into ash. So I still would be careful about the water because his ash is in it. But I think after a day or two, that ash will just be down the river. So.
Also known as not your problem.
Oh.
Yep.
Nope.
Well, the man, he looks at you, and he looks somewhat relieved, but also quite still saddened and sorrowful. And he utters sadly, "Oh, well, we deeply appreciate that, my fellow townspeople and I, but unfortunately my wife passed in the night." Dun dun dun.
My condolences.
Condolences.
Yeah. So, but he says, "I appreciate you at least getting revenge and killing the source of this problem, and we deeply are thankful. And for those of you who did want, You did want gold money. I do have some money that I can give you. I won't be needing much of it these days. So he offers the gold to Thelron and to Senta, who both did not protest to receiving payment. And he says, "Here, this is for you both. It's just 5 gold pieces apiece." That sounds really bad to say. But
By the way, what was our starting gold amount? Was it like 0?
I think it depends on your class.
Yeah, it depends on your class.
Let me look at your class real quick, and I guess you can roll that real quick if you want to.
Yeah, I guess if you guys want to keep track of that.
I keep track. I am
very meticulous.
You gotta be with Pathfinder. You gotta. Let's see. What was your class?
Bard.
Bard starts out with 5d4 times 10. So roll 5d4.
5d4 plus 10?
Times. So 120.
Alright.
Not bad.
Yeah. I started off with 220, so high five.
Woot.
Okay, so then you got, all of you got, 10 gold. Was it 10 gold? Yeah, you all got 10 gold pieces from,
the guy at the beginning,
Counselor Warren. Yep.
Warren?
Yes, correct.
Warren or
So
Warren?
that's 130.
Warren with a W. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you got 130 gold.
And I only started with 10.
Wow, you're making bank. You're on your way.
So how much do rogues have?
Here, let me
Let's
pull up
find
that
out.
page again. I got you.
Curse you, Outlander background.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be a hermit.
Yeah, well.
4d4 times 10 for rogue.
So how do you do times on the dice roller?
Asterisk.
Asterisks.
Okay.
I'm used to making equations in Excel, so unfortunately I'm very, very used to that.
Is
I have a myth weaver sheet as well, and I don't know where to put the gold part.
let me
Probably
open
under
Mythweaver.
notes.
It's been forever.
You could just keep it under
should
notes.
Be fine.
Notes or
Yeah,
equipment.
Yeah, the reason why I hopped onto D&D Beyond is because I was like, the Mythweavers is just so blank.
So,
it's so weird.
So what was the number for Senta as rogue?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out
4d4. Here.
Times 10? Wouldn't it be that? Oh, that doesn't work. I thought it would.
Yeah. Basically, exactly what when he typed, just put /roll in front of it.
Oh, cool.
Okay, cool.
Got it.
Alright, cool. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Luckily, all the stuff that I have to do in Excel is all word-based.
Yeah, same.
90 plus 10.
Engineering student equals lots and lots of number crunching.
Oh, I know that.
All right,
I
Corey,
know
how
that,
much
my-
gold did you have? You had 120, correct?
Me?
Yeah. No, you had 220.
Yeah, I started with 220. Right now I have 213.
213?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 20 platinum pieces, 12 gold pieces, 1 electrum, 9 silver.
Oh
5
my
copper.
god, you got real detailed there. We're just gonna say 220.
It's 213 in gold
Okay,
pieces.
213. All right, 213 gold pieces. Sweet.
I got you.
You are the sugar mama of this group.
I was anticipating being mom friend.
Oh my
so,
god.
Oh.
As paladins do.
And I'm just over here broke.
Gosh, someone please give him some gold. I can see why he's taking the gold now.
Yeah, Yeah.
I'm saving up for a crossbow.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Good plan.
Good plan. All right.
Because my half-orc bard image is not complete without a crossbow, I'm sorry.
Of course,
no,
for
that's
sure.
Fine.
All right. So back to where we were after the slight detour. So the man he gives you Thelron and Senta both 5 pieces of gold, and he says, I wish I could give you more, but unfortunately, you know, we're not very rich in this here town. It's suddenly a western town. And he says, was there anything for those who still remain who are sick? Was there anything on his persons that could help us cure this terrible plague?
There was what we've identified to be a cursed dagger. I have a slight hypothesis that if we go to a temple and get a priest of maybe Soon or some other god, I'm pretty sure we could undo the curse and see if that helps. There was also a lot of poison. I think he had a little bit of an obsession with poison. Just a little.
How strange.
I know, God. It's all, yeah. Yeah.
Thelron shakes his head in disapproval.
Yeah.
I said obsession. I did not use the F word in front of the poor man whose wife just died.
Oh God.
But yeah, mostly I think a lot of the plague is tied to the curse on the dagger, if I had to guess.
Did we actually read the scroll? No.
It had a formula on it.
It had a formula recipe. So I suppose you could do a
medicine?
Yeah, medicine. If you guys want to roll, whoever wants to roll for that, yeah.
Medicine check to make like an antitoxin?
Yes.
What
an
happened?
antidote.
I'm
antidote,
sorry.
Yep. The man died. The man's wife died. I think you heard that.
Okay, so I didn't miss anything because I was like,
we were discussing the gold. And he was asking, is there anything was there anything on this bad guy's body that we can use to help the remaining sick people in town? All right, so Corey
the healer, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, 2 of you. Does anyone else want to roll for the medicine check?
What's the medicine check? So it's 120
medicine.
So that will be under wisdom.
Yeah, it's your wisdom modifier plus your medicine skill modifier.
Wow, you guys are bona fide, like Marie and Pierre Curie here.
I'm glad it's not in combat, because otherwise someone would have been really hurt.
I mean, not Senta, but I mean, like, the rest of us.
I'm just gonna let them handle it.
Thelron is just going to have a small party. I have gold now.
Poor guy. He's like, I've got 25 whole pieces of gold. So the 3 of you, if you wanted, you could come up with an antitoxin.
Yes. Yes.
Your powers combined.
Yes, sure.
All right, so then
we make Captain Planet, and Captain Planet undoes the plague.
Oh my God, Captain Planet undoes the plague. All right, so you guys work tirelessly into the early morning hours, whiffing up a concoction.
Screw sleep.
Yeah, screw sleep.
Yep.
You guys are like, you're doing your finals right now. You're studying for finals, basically. That's how dedicated you guys are right now to cure people.
Can I just
Yeah, you can sleep. Feel free.
sleep.
You get quite the long rest. The rest of these guys, they're gonna get maybe like a short sleep.
I'll get that spell slot back then.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. The nice man who's now a widower. He helps you. He sets you up in the tavern, so you have a room there. But the rest of you three, like I said, you guys are working tirelessly through the morning to create an antitoxin, which you do ultimately, and you distribute it evenly amongst the remaining sick people. And unfortunately, you will not be able to see the effects of this potential cure for some time. So now you all can have a rest. A rest before you decide whether you're going to keep heading out or if you're going to stick in town for a little while and I guess get some supplies or something like that. Or if Ursha wants to tell the tale of Tom Cruise Darkseer at the tavern and interrupt Thelron Braunhammer's sleep. There you go.
Performance roll.
See the people.
Let's go find my character sheet again.
Yeah, I think you should legitimately do this. I'm literally like I am full blown in agreement.
So it's +2, +6, plus D20.
Yeah.
Would that be Bardic Inspiration?
It could be Bardic Inspiration.
Let me check what that does. And then I
Bardic
also
Inspiration
D6.
is good.
I mean, I think these people are going to be pretty grateful, but this is to determine like whether whether this song will become like no, it's not an attack. It's more like I guess we'll kind of word this in the sense of like how well known is this story going to spread.
Yeah.
Would it be like a performance
do
check?
I add the Bardic Inspiration modifier then?
Sure, yeah. It's a performance check plus your Bardic Inspiration check, yes.
Let me zoom in and read it because it's kind of small.
Let's see. Are you reading the Bardic Inspiration?
Yes. So it says
okay.
the creature gains one Bardic Inspiration die at D6.
Yeah. So what you do for Bardic Inspiration is through your performance, the aftermath, everyone who hears can get an inspiration die off of that.
So it's after the roll.
That is after your performance roll.
Okay.
So this is to determine how good of a performance you have. So that was 25, correct?
Yes.
Gosh.
Yes.
This is a story that literally this song of this bagpipes, it literally brings tears to these people's eyes. Like they are so beyond moved. Like not only did you save the town, like you literally like you've brought them to tears, you've inspired them beyond belief, and this story will be like it will be passed down through generations. This song and this story. So it's just the
inspiration or not necessary.
The DM rules if everyone around gets.
Yeah, we might as well. We might as well.
Yeah. So. Oh no way! The bard has to choose because you can only use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier.
Oh, okay.
So
I have a +2 modifier, +2 or 3, something like that. Let me check.
Yeah, I would hold on to it either way because it's good in battle.
+2. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, hold on to it. So no.
I mean, it's 25, so it's
pretty damn inspiring.
Yeah.
These bagpipes people will be humming this song for years to come.
And bagpipes will finally be a respected instrument in this universe.
Yes.
I'm just envisioning the lyrics because I assume you have someone singing along with you as you play on the bagpipes, or you stop your bagpipes for a moment and you're just beating down your foot like thump, 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 and then you're like singing. And I'm just imagining the lyrics like, I watched a fucking bear eat his fucking face.
Yes!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's essentially what happens. Yep, and it brings everyone to tears. So
happy tears.
Happy tears. Tears of extreme joy. Because
not only ate that fucker's face.
Yeah, they're quite pleased that Tom Cruise Darkseer is dead.
So it's along like the lines of that. I think everyone here has seen Firefly, right?
Yes.
Kind of.
It's like the opposite of that song about Jane.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Like the witch
it's
is
not
dead, but like
it's
that.
yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh my god, that's exactly it. They're gonna put like a statue in your name, Ursha, with giant bagpipes in the middle of town.
Yes.
Wow.
When they're feeling better.
Oh my god. Yeah. That is exactly what happens. That is now canon for this little town.
Okay.
Should I write that down in my character
You should,
sheet?
because this is important character development.
Yeah, I think like down in the notes, I think there's like an other section.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is certainly other. All right.
Just write down, I have a statue.
In this little town.
What is the town's name?
It is called the town of Fenhaven. So it's a cute little town.
I have a statue.
In Fenhaven.
I have a statue in fucking Fenhaven. It's alliterative.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking Fenhaven. Is that what it says on the plaque?
I don't know. You're the GM.
Yeah, actually, that
So
is what it
I
says.
have a statue in a small town, Fenhaven. I'm assuming that's F-E-N Haven.
Yes. Correct.
Of myself with my bagpipes playing the song of Tom Cruise, Death Seeker.
Wow.
Or Darkseeker, or
Yep,
whatever it was.
It's Darkseer.
Darkseer.
But at this point, the
Darkseer.
story, as the generations pass, the name gets more and more edgier.
Death Seeker.
It becomes Death Seeker ultimately, and they add some X's in front and behind in the end. It ultimately becomes XX Tom Cruise 69 Darkseer XX.
Once we reach the year 2003, that's like evolves into.
Yep. And in the story, it's Tom Cruise Darkseer ultimately says, "Nothing personnel, kid." And he's like,
Yep,
that's exactly what happened. Anyways,
perfect.
I'm glad we could have that inspiring moment all together as a family.
I'm glad I finally able to do something productive besides intimidating him.
Well, I mean,
I rolled a d20 on that. That was pretty awesome.
that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have all had your short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys want to pause here for the night, or are you guys still up for more?
I need to go to bed.